Hosts in the UK who use a dynamic pricing tool reached an average occupancy rate of 68% last year. Hosts without it, just 59%. That's a 9% gap. And it's not about being lucky with the high season or anything. It's actually about working smarter and not harder and understanding your market. At Smoobu, we've had the chance to analyze real behavior from 500 of our top hosts across Europe. In this video, I'm breaking down what they're doing differently so that you can apply it to your business. So what even is a top host? Let's get that defined straight up front. In our 2025 report, we defined a top host by one metric only, and that is bookings per unit. One thing stood out. The most successful hosts weren't the ones who had the most properties or were the biggest. They were the most strategic. In fact, the average top host managed just 2.5 properties. So these aren't massive property managers with 80 listings and a whole customer service team in 6 different time zones. These are efficient independent hosts using smart systems. In the UK, the top 100 hosts averaged 106 bookings per year. So yeah, small scale, big results. Let's zoom out first. 2024 was a big year for vacation rentals and marked a real shift in traveler trends. There was a 10% drop in household preference, and most travelers chose B2Bs, vacation rentals, agritourism, even camping. But here's the most important part. They weren't looking for places. They were looking for authentic local experiences, the kind that let them actually feel where they are, not just stop by and snap a picture, upload it on Instagram and be done with it. Remote work also played a huge part. People wanted properties with high-speed Wi-Fi, workspaces, and just more flexibility. And when guests book direct with the host, they're looking for that added touch. Local tips, thoughtful setup that fits into the culture of the place, and maybe a welcome note that doesn't scream chatbot from 2016. Travelers wanted more culture, more flexibility, and more personalization. And the best hosts, they gave it to them. Whether you're an independent host managing a handful of rentals, or you're trying to grow bigger without burning out, you're not alone. Here's what the top hosts get right. They leaned into automation like it was their new co-host. Things like messaging for check-in, booking confirmation, and review requests. All tools that help reduce chaos and increase consistency. But they didn't automate everything. One thing stood out clearly in the data. Hosts who neglected timely or personal communication saw more negative reviews. So yes, automate the repetitive stuff, but never stop being human. Your guests want to know that there's a real human on the other side of their chat, even if it's just a slightly overwhelmed, coffee-fueled you. Ready for a stat bomb? 97.6% of top hosts list on both Airbnb and Booking.com. That's not just multi-platform, it's strategic exposure. But it's not about being everywhere. It's about being excellent wherever you are. Airbnb hosts showed 96% average response rates, and 50% were superhosts. On Booking.com, success came from more detailed amenities: cribs, parking, workspace setups, and smart locks. Oh, and nearly 10% of bookings among UK hosts came through direct booking websites. That's commission-free revenue in your pocket. Plus, you often build real relationships with your valued guests, who often turn into repeat customers. When it comes out to favorite features that our top hosts use, 3 features stood out: automated messaging, online check-in, and direct booking websites. These weren't flashy tools. They were practical, repeatable, and scalable. A great example? Hosts who send a personalized goodbye message with a review request and their direct booking link are seeing more repeat stays. Speaking of review requests, one personal hack of mine is instead of asking them, "Did you enjoy your stay?" the more detailed you go, the better. Instead, ask them, "What part of the stay did you enjoy the most?" Or, "Which of the local activities did you really enjoy at our vacation rental?" Not only will this boost you on the algorithm, but it will attract potential guests, knowing that you offer unique perks. Especially following up on the Airbnb summer update that came out in May this year, unique perks such as local services or local experiences become more important than ever. Now back to that dynamic pricing stat. Hosts using dynamic pricing hit 68% occupancy versus 59% without it. They're adapting to demand, local events, and seasonality without the guesswork. It's like playing the same game but with a better controller. Other tech standouts: smart locks, especially in the DACH region where 40% of top hosts use them. Shout out and Guten Tag to everybody who's watching from Germany, Switzerland, or Austria. Flexible payment solutions were also huge. Letting guests choose how and when they pay, that's a stress-free bonus they remember. Basically, if it makes your guests' life easier and cuts your workload, that's the sweet spot. If I had to summarize the top 500 hosts into one checklist, it would look a little bit like this. First, sync across Airbnb, Booking.com, and a direct booking website. Second, automate what repeats, but keep your voice human. Offer self-check-in with smart, clear communication and smart locks. Third, optimize your listings, especially amenities and photos. If I catch one of your listings with the toilet seat as the first picture, I will come to your vacation rental personally, and you don't want to know what I do with that. Fourth, explore dynamic pricing, even just for one property. And fifth and most important, keep things human where it matters most, such as your guest communication. It's not about scaling endlessly. It's about running lean, responsive, and trustworthy rentals. Sometimes hypergrowth is not the answer, but instead you want to build a patient and a loyal customer base. So summarizing, what top hosts have isn't magic. It's mindset. They use systems to create breathing room. They build consistency so they can scale without snapping. And they treat every guest like a repeat guest, because many of them become one. All of this is in the public Smoobu Annual Report 2025, which you can download right in the description below. It's packed with real-world stats you can use today. Or if you prefer videos that explain the data without needing 3 espressos and a highlighter, hit subscribe. We've got more insight-driven tips coming from right here at Smoobu headquarters. Thank you for watching, and let's keep hosting smart.